Hey guys, I am in the kitchen today because I have a lot to do for Christmas and it's time to get started. I wanted to make some homemade hot cocoa mix to do for some gifts. And so I'm gonna make that up, and I also need to try it because I've never used this particular recipe before and I don't wanna give it away and then it, not be any good. So 3 ingredients, we need dried milk. I got the non-fat. I don't know whether or not that's what I needed, but that's just what I found. Some powdered sugar. I put the bags of powdered sugar in a bigger bag because I feel like powdered sugar bags like leak. There's always like puffs of powdered sugar, so. And then they recommended Dutch cocoa powder. And so it wasn't really very expensive and I was able to order it from walmart.com. I don't know if my local store actually had it in stock, but I ordered it online. So I'm gonna start with just one batch because I don't know how much this is gonna make, so let's find out. And I will have the recipe linked for you. We need 3 cups of powdered milk. And because there is powdered milk in this recipe, you can make it with the hot cocoa with water or with milk, but because there is milk, you can do it either way. Oh, something is flying. It's a ladybug. It's winter, ladybug. Why are you here? That powdered milk really is sticky. Hang on. Can't even see where it landed. It landed up there somewhere. It startled me when I saw something flying around. Open this over here so any spillage doesn't go to waste. All right, we need a cup of Dutch cocoa powder. This is just a 1/3 cup measuring. I need to swap hands. So my shaking hand is my right hand. Now this cocoa is a little bit clumpy. Let's see how it looks after I whisk it. And then we need 2 cups of confectioner's sugar. This is a 1/2 cup measuring. Didn't really want to risk getting like dried milk in the other one, so I didn't want to just like use the same measuring thing for everything. But basically, well, I already said it, but oh wow. 2 cups of confectioner sugar, 1 cup cocoa, and 3 cups powdered milk. Gonna add in just a little bit more. I also plan to do some no-bakes, and at least today, I have some other things I want to do, some cookies and such. Let's see if I can not make a complete mess. But today I'm planning on doing this and then a couple of, oh my word, no-bake treats. It is definitely clumpy. I don't really want to use another bowl, so I'm just gonna sift it kind of just back into the same bowl here. Let me know, have you guys started your baking? Probably. I'm not sure when this video will go out, but I feel like I am so far behind. I mean, I know some stuff you can't do until, closer to Christmas. But some of my treats freeze really well, and actually I need some for tomorrow for a Christmas party we're going to. See how clumpy? This isn't the most efficient way because some of this has just been sifted, but I'm not worried about it. I do already have my water in a tea kettle, and it's getting close to ready to steam on me. So we're gonna give this a try, make sure it's good before we give this to people. But I'm making a mess. So if you make a mess when you're in the kitchen, oh my gosh, it's getting on my slippers. All right, before we put this into some jars for giving, we'll take a 1/4 cup of a mix, and we're gonna give this a go. If you hear a noise in the background, it's my washing machine. I'd probably add like peppermint stick or something. Did I say peppermint stick? That sounds so old-fashioned. I'd probably add a candy cane, but we're gonna just try it as is. Ooh, it's hot. It's almost too hot to drink. Now I would probably personally make it with milk just because I like it even creamier. But you know, I want to be able to know what to tell the peoples. Okay, we're gonna come back because it is so hot. I feel like I can't give it a proper taste. So I'm gonna keep sifting this mix and I'll be back. All right, so as you can see, it is nice and fluffy, but I have the chocolate milk, and I think it's just because I'm a chocoholic. I'm going to add some more chocolate and some more sugar. So, not much. Oh, wow, except for that giant clump that just came out. But it's a really good recipe, but I definitely like my stuff nice and rich, so it's probably fine as is, but I'm a little extra. Oh, it's so light and fluffy. Definitely, even if there's not clumps, I do recommend sifting it because having it that like fluffy, powdery texture is awesome. Okay, so here is my mess. Y'all like that? Yeah. I'm going to clean up for a moment, and then I'm going to get my jars that I've already washed and all of that, but this was really smart for me to make this right next to the sink so I could just brush all of this into the sink. I just picked up these large mason jars from Dollar Tree. They were $1.50, and I like that they have the gold lids, but they're nothing fancy for Christmas. But I thought this would be nice because it's something that, practically speaking, people could reuse. I mean, I guess there's a lot of jars you could reuse, but I would love a bonus mason jar. So to try to prevent further mess, I'm gonna use a funnel. We'll see if I have enough for 2 jars. Yeah. Need one of those wide mouth jars, funnels, I mean, you know, for canning. Okay, we're not doing that. Just gonna try to dirty as many measuring as I can. Got my 1/8 cup, that way it'll actually like fit in there. If you clicked on this video expecting something, you know, professional, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. This isn't gonna be enough for 2 of these, but it's going to be enough for like some extra. Perfect. And I'm gonna add like a bow or something. I don't know, I'll show you. But I am gonna go ahead and do this one too, so I can figure out what I need to do as far as making more. If you're new here, welcome. I hope that you consider subscribing. I am an unprofessional / professional homemaker, and I enjoy sharing homemaking content on this channel. Right now, obviously, it is the Christmas season, so we're gonna have some more Christmas food related stuff coming your way, and who knows what else. But yeah, I like to share vlogs, day in the life, nothing fancy, every day. If you're into that, subscribe, you know, give the video a thumbs up, comment, all that good stuff. If you're looking for something polished, I'm sorry to disappoint you. So when the hot cocoa cooled down and I could really drink it without burning my mouth, it's really good. So I think it'll be good with the additional stuff that I added to it. But very, very good. Super easy, whether it's for a gift or just for like your own little hot cocoa bar. Really great. So I made like 1/4 of a batch more, and I have these 2 full ones. And then I have about 1 more serving here that I'll keep for me. So if I hadn't tried it, I would have like 2 servings plus these 2. So not bad. And that really didn't take long at all. I mean, it made a little bit of a mess, but I'm a little messy in the kitchen. I just made a little tag with some cardstock, and I did add a stamp because I had one on hand. I could put little stickers or whatever. And just a cute, simple little gift. And I also like giving consumable gifts to people who maybe don't really want a lot of stuff being added to their home. It's something you can use, enjoy, and then it's gone. Okay, so now I'm gonna make what we always call growing up candy bark. I'm sure there's lots of different titles for it and even different versions, but the traditional one that we always made was this. I'm using almond bark and vanilla almond bark. You can also use like melting wafers. I wouldn't use like white chocolate chips just because it's harder to like have it melt really smooth. You need 1 pound of this melted. This is a 1.5 pound block. 2, 4, 6, 8. Doing a little counting, a little math to figure out how much. I will probably eventually make this whole thing worth, but for now we're just gonna do one batch. Cutting it up so that it will melt easier. Now we need to melt this, and I'm gonna put it in for about a minute and then stir and do like 30-second intervals after that until it is nice and smooth. This is so quick and easy to do. If you just decide, if you have everything and you decide to do this like the evening that you have people coming over, if you put this in, well, it can be done start to finish, including it hardening in like probably 15 to 20 minutes if you need it to. So, and it's hands-on time is a couple of minutes. It's not melted much after that first minute. Probably could do like 2 minutes off the bat. I'm gonna put it in for another 1.5 minutes before I even bother stirring, because you got to get it going, but keep an eye on it. Depends on, these are like larger chunks, so if you use melting wafers, they'll melt a little quicker. In the meantime, we're gonna get the rest of the stuff ready. Super easy. Original version that we always did was pretzel sticks and peanuts. So I just break the pretzel sticks in like half, and you need 1 cup of each. So you need 1 pound of chocolate and then 2 cups of filler. You also can just eyeball this. It doesn't really matter. You give that a quick stir. Okay, I'll show you this. This is now, we're getting real close here. Okay, I'm gonna put it in for like another 20 seconds. So I have a place to set that spatula down. I'm going to lay out my wax paper. Now I usually do this on a cookie sheet and then pop it in the freezer, and it will freeze up really quick. But it will also happen at room temperature or the fridge. I'm gonna just do room temperature. My counter is nice and cool, and frankly, my freezer is full. So I'm gonna do it this way. A few more pretzels, and then 1 cup of peanuts. And all you do is add your mix-ins to the chocolate. Set this measuring cup down over here to hold everything in place until I get everything poured out. Can you see? Yeah, you'll be able to see. Now I have done this with a few different versions. Put anything you like in this. I have done the milk chocolate with raisins and peanuts, or raisins and pretzels, because I'm like, who doesn't like chocolate covered raisins and chocolate covered pretzels? So that's pretty much, you know, what it is. I'm just gonna spread this out. It should be fine not being in a tray. I don't think it's gonna be a problem. Maybe I'll regret this. I don't know why I'm doing it different than I've done it, you know, for 40 years when I'm filming, but I am. But you can do any combination you want, really, but this is kind of our classic. I have added in like crushed up candy canes. You could add in like peppermint oil if you want. And a little goes a long way because this stuff is really, really rich. So it's not something, at least for me, and I like sweets, but it's something you can't just like eat and eat and eat, you know? It's like, it's rich. And you want to spread it out thin enough. Pretty much that one batch will fit onto like a standard cookie sheet. You want to spread it out thin enough that it's easy enough to break and to bite into. If it's too thick, the chocolate gets, you know, it's hard. So you want it pretty thin. And so that's just kind of what I'm doing here. And like I said, if you put this in the freezer in like 10 minutes, 15 minutes, and you're ready to break it. So I've literally done this like as my last minute thing before a Christmas party in the past, because I knew it was something, and it's like very little cleanup. And it's something that just gets done very, very quickly. we'd moved on to the next day because I needed to make dinner. So I just needed to stop what I was working on. But I have some cream cheese that has been getting soft at room temperature. I think I have 5 ounces here. The recipe calls for 3, but I'm just gonna make a little bit more because I know I'm gonna want more. This is so simple. It does take a little bit of time to work it all through, but you need 3 ounces of softened cream cheese and then 2 to 2.5 cups of powdered sugar, and then peppermint oil. I use, or a peppermint extract. I do use a therapeutic grade peppermint oil instead, and then some granulated sugar. You can also use some food dye if you want to color it. I don't like to use food dye. So here's what we're gonna do. And my cream cheese is not quite as soft as I want it. So I'm gonna put this in the microwave at a low temp so that we're not like warming it, we're just softening it. The recipe calls for a 1/2 teaspoon of peppermint extract. I'm gonna put probably 5 drops of what I'm using. I'm gonna mix that into our cream cheese. And at first it looks like there's nothing in here. What are we possibly gonna do with that? Don't worry. You don't really have to measure the powdered sugar. Kind of end up going by feel, but it may be helpful for you to measure. And I'll of course have all the recipes down below for you. They're gonna be written out down below. They are not linked because, well, the hot cocoa one will be linked, but these other ones are just family recipes. So hopefully you can see this. It's hard because my counter's white and this is all white. Let's throw a towel underneath. Maybe that'll help the camera. You want to add powdered sugar until you have a dough that is no longer sticky. Eventually you'll need it with your hands, but I like to just kind of get started and like with a spoon. Once you have a dough formed, you're just going to roll into small little balls, roll them into the granulated sugar, and I just lay them out on wax paper and flatten them with a fork and let them air dry, and they get a little crispy on the outside and then they'll be soft and creamy on the inside. These store well in the fridge or the freezer for like a couple of months if you put them in the freezer. So if you want to make them ahead of time, you don't want to make them too big because this is another one that is very, very rich. And so, you know, the serving size does not need to be very big. So I put this together because we're going to a Christmas party and this is what I will be bringing, but these are always a hit. If you want to make it more colorful, you can always mix sprinkles or dye your cream cheese mints or roll them in like a colored sugar, but I try to avoid the dyes, so I just put it in a festive tray, which you actually can't see how festive it is because there's food in it. But yeah, super easy and always a win and requested from those who try them. They always want them again. It is now the next day and I'm editing this video and I'm like, I never actually wrapped up the video, but I hope that you enjoyed it. These are the 2 no bakes were like tried and true recipes, and the hot cocoa mix was my first time making it, but it was really good. So I think they'll make for a great gift, but I hope that you enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you're new, and say hey in the comments. I'd love to just hear from you. Let me know that you're here. Just kind of trying to build this community, and if you don't know what to say, you can just say hello or leave me like a Christmas tree emoji, something along those lines. But thank you guys for being here, and I will see you in the next one. Bye, guys.